Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about a topic related to safety at church in the case of, God forbid, an armed intruder into our building. And so I've been to numerous trainings as a teacher, and so I'm going to try to put together something here that addresses what we can do about this. When I go to those trainings, one of the big things they do is they just try to make it seem relevant because everybody thinks it's going to happen somewhere else. And so I looked up, tried to find a couple examples of where is this going on. And it's happened a couple of times just in this summer. On July 14th, barely a month ago, there were 2 fatalities at a church in Kentucky. And then a month before that, in June, there was an armed intruder coming into the parking lot, and we'll talk about that one. But it gets to the number one thing that we need to do, and that is prevention, to stop these things before they ever happen. And then if that doesn't happen, then there's 3 big strategies that we need to talk about in this video. And one of them is run, and where would we run? And the second one is hide. And the other one is fighting back. And so how could we do that? And so we're going to go through the church, looking at different strategies on prevention, then running, hiding, and fighting back. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. So hope you can join me. First thing we can do is to monitor who's coming in and out of our building. And getting back to that story that happened in Michigan, they saw this armed intruder coming from into the parking lot with a gun toward the building, and they spotted him. And I guess this church had security there, and someone that was coming into the parking lot, as well as someone who was inside the church, were able to actually take him out. It's a crazy story. I guess they had security detail at this Michigan church. But anyway, they were aware of it before he got into the building. And had he got in the building, it would have been bad. So my suggestion to get started is to have a video camera system that we can monitor who's coming in. Also, to lock the doors after a certain time the service. I can come in and open the doors, but also we could have it linked to certain people's phones, and we can look and see who's coming toward the door. And that's the first step, is prevention and knowing what's happening before it happens. In a lot of these scenarios, it takes police about 6 minutes on average, 6 to 8 minutes on average, to get to the building where the call was made. And so a lot of these incidents happen in a very short amount of time. And so to say, well, we'll just wait for the police, is not quite good enough, because the hell of if the person does get in the building is going to happen very quickly. And so now let's talk about what to do if there was someone in the building.
There is 2 ways, because our first option is always to run if we can. But where should we run? Well, here's another place that if the person would ever come in and you can't get out the side door or the main door, you could try to come get out of this door. So this would be our number one option, to get out that door. Now, of course, that's not going to be, that's easier said than done. Doesn't hurt to know where all the exits are. Here we are in the kitchen. This door here by this fridge will lead outside. Another possible exit is here in Jim's room. If you open the door here, you can get out by taking a right, going through this door, and then out this way. Right here is another exit door in case you need to get out. We're upstairs now. There is an exit here. Also, there's another exit right here in the fireside room. And also at the very end of the hall in the north, there is an exit here as well. One of the strategies is to hide, and you say, well, where are we going to hide in this big sanctuary? Well, William will show us one place we could maybe possibly hide. Intruder.
A couple of things that we can do in the last ditch effort is to fight back. And Sharon made some bean bags, which we'll put on the bleachers, the pews, and they could be thrown just like in that video where William was throwing. That will disrupt the feedback loop of the intruder because he will dodge. He will have to dodge in a self-protection will make him not be able to aim. There are hymnals. There's all kinds of things to use in order to fight back.
Intruder, intruder.
Doesn't hurt to know where the fire alarm is in case of emergency. Also with an intruder, just making as much chaos as possible doesn't hurt. So anyway, fire alarm's here and the playroom.
Thanks for watching. Was a little bit disturbing doing that with William, but it's amazing that little kids are already hardened to intruder training, and that this wasn't that disturbing. That is disturbing. Overall, when we first started doing training like this, I remember it was kind of like almost like that nuclear preparedness thing. Get under the desk and put your hand over your head, you know. And, we've found out that makes you a sitting duck. We have to do something in the worst case scenarios, whether it's running or hiding or fighting back. But just sitting still and doing nothing is the worst option. And but the very best thing is prevention. And so hopefully we can have a conversation on how we can better monitor our building to provide safety for everyone here. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks.